Hello, welcome to Unlocking Buddhism. Have you ever pondered the essence of Buddhism? Is it a rigid religion, demanding specific rites and unwavering faith? Or is it a flexible philosophy, a system of thought open to rational inquiry? This isn't just a semantic debate. It's a profound question that many ask, especially those who are just beginning to explore its rich teachings. We often feel an innate human need to categorize, to neatly label everything we encounter, to fit complex ideas into familiar boxes.
But what if Buddhism, in its very nature, defies such simple definitions, offering something far richer, more dynamic, and ultimately more encompassing than either label alone can convey? Imagine for a moment that life itself is a vast, boundless ocean. Each one of us is a small, unique boat, navigating these expansive and often unpredictable waters. Sometimes we find ourselves caught in the heart of turbulent storms, battered by crashing waves, feeling utterly lost and without direction.
At other times, the waters are calm, and we sail peacefully, seemingly guided by a brilliant star shining brightly in the night sky. Yet, even in calm seas, the currents can be unpredictable, and we often find ourselves longing for a reliable compass, a true guide that can help us navigate through the inevitable uncertainties and challenges that life presents. Buddhism, at its very core, offers us precisely such a compass, a profound and practical tool, a method to navigate this vast ocean of existence, helping us find our true path and face its myriad challenges with not only profound wisdom, but also boundless compassion. It's a path not just to understand life, but to truly live it. Before we embark on this illuminating journey to explore the true nature of Buddhism and whether it aligns more with religion, philosophy, or something unique, I have a quick question for you. In one word, how would you currently describe your own understanding of Buddhism? Do you see it primarily as a religion, a philosophy, or perhaps more akin to a path or a way of life? Share your answer in the comments below. Your perspective is incredibly valuable as we begin to uncover this truth together, shedding light on this timeless teaching. To truly begin to grasp what Buddhism is, beyond simple labels, we must first look back to its remarkable and inspiring origins more than 2,500 years ago. It began not as a rigid dogma, not as a set of handed-down beliefs, but as the intensely personal, deeply human quest of an individual seeking profound answers. In a small, verdant region nestled at the very foot of the majestic Himalayas, in what we now know as Nepal, was born a prince named Siddhartha Gautama, approximately in 463 BCE. He was destined for a life of immense privilege, surrounded by every imaginable comfort and luxury, meticulously shielded from the harsh realities of suffering, old age, sickness, and death. His father, the king, wanted to ensure he would never encounter anything that might disturb his peace or tempt him away from his royal destiny. However, despite his opulent surroundings, despite possessing everything the world could offer, Siddhartha experienced a profound existential crisis. Even in his gilded cage, a deep dissatisfaction began to stir within him. Like a weary explorer, he grew profoundly disillusioned with the fleeting illusions of worldly pleasures, the superficiality of the incessant pursuit of external gratification, and the fundamental impermanence of all things. He felt an undeniable, almost aching inner call to seek a more fundamental truth about human suffering and the nature of existence. Perhaps like him, you too have experienced moments of profound unease, a nagging sense that something deeper is missing from your life, or a gnawing dissatisfaction that no amount of material comfort, no amount of external success seems to be able to truly quell. Siddhartha's crisis, at its heart, was a universal human crisis, a quest for meaning beyond the transient. Driven by this deep, unshakable yearning for ultimate truth, Siddhartha made the radical decision to leave his palace, his family, and his privileged life behind. He embarked on a rigorous spiritual journey, a solitary and determined search for a path to liberation. For years, he dedicated himself to intense search, deep meditation, and profound introspection. He He practiced with various spiritual teachers of his time, embracing extreme asceticism, denying his body food, water, and comfort, pushing himself to the very limits of human endurance. But neither excessive indulgence, which he knew from his princely life, nor extreme deprivation, which he now experienced, brought him the ultimate answer, the true awakening he sought. He realized that both extremes were ultimately dead ends on the path to liberation. Finally, at a moment of profound realization, while meditating peacefully beneath what would later be known as the Bodhi tree, he achieved what is called enlightenment, a profound and liberating awakening to the true nature of reality, seeing things exactly as they are, without the veil of delusion. Having personally discovered a practical way to liberate himself from suffering, he then dedicated the remaining 45 years of his life to tirelessly sharing these profound insights, compassionately offering others a clear, accessible path to freedom, a path that was not reliant on belief in a deity, but on personal experience and understanding. This was the birth of a path, a method, a way of being. Not a religion in the conventional sense, but a practical and experiential way of life, born from profound human experience and universal wisdom. At the very heart of the Buddha's profound teachings lies a clear and liberating understanding of the true nature of reality itself. Having awakened to this fundamental truth, he began to compassionately share his core insights, which form the foundational pillars upon which the entire structure of what we now call Buddhism rests. One of the most fundamental of these pillars is the universal concept of impermanence, beautifully articulated in the ancient language as anicca. The Buddha taught with unwavering clarity that absolutely everything in existence is impermanent. Nothing, not a single thing, remains the same for very long. This essential truth can be vividly compared to the vast, ever-changing waves of the ocean that we spoke of earlier. They are in constant, ceaseless motion, continuously shifting their form, altering their direction, and varying in their intensity. Nothing in the ocean remains fixed or stagnant. Everything is in a continuous, dynamic state of flux. This constant change, this pervasive flow, is not an exception, but the very essence of reality itself. While our minds often instinctively resist this truth, we might desperately cling to a cherished relationship, a prized possession, a comfortable phase of life, or even our youth, deeply wishing it would last forever. The undeniable reality is that change is inherent to all conditioned phenomena. Even the most loving, enduring partnership, no matter how deeply cherished or how long it persists, will eventually face the inevitable change of separation, whether through the natural process of aging or through the ultimate transition of death. This isn't a pessimistic view. On the contrary, it's a profoundly liberating invitation to clearly observe and bravely accept the nature of all phenomena exactly as they are. When we stubbornly fail to accept that things change, when we resist this fundamental truth, we inevitably set ourselves up for ongoing dissatisfaction, frustration, and a pervasive form of suffering. Building directly upon this bedrock understanding of impermanence, the Buddha also extensively taught about what we often translate as suffering and its intricate causes. However, it's crucial to understand that the English word suffering itself, commonly used in translations, can be easily misinterpreted, leading to a skewed understanding of the Buddha's message. The precise term the Buddha actually used in his very first sermon, a cornerstone of his teachings, was dukkha, D-U-K-K-H-A. Dukkha doesn't solely mean intense physical pain or profound misery, though those are certainly aspects of it. The Buddha, in his infinite wisdom, often used simple, relatable examples from his daily life to illustrate profound truths. He famously used the example of a cartwheel's axle. If the axle of a wheel is not perfectly centered, if it's even slightly decentralized, the wheel will wobble unevenly, creating a bumpy, uncomfortable, and inherently unsatisfactory ride for the entire cart. So, when the Buddha declared that life is dukkha, he meant that life, when experienced with an untrained mind, a mind that resists impermanence and clings to what is fleeting, is inherently unsatisfactory, perpetually off-kilter, and fundamentally unbalanced. It's not that life is only suffering, because we certainly experience abundant moments of profound joy, immense pleasure, and true contentment. But these very moments, precisely because of their impermanent nature, also carry an underlying current of unsatisfactoriness if we desperately cling to them, if we demand that they be permanent. The ultimate cause of this dukkha, this pervasive sense of dissatisfaction, is identified as our intense craving and relentless clinging to things that are, by their very nature, constantly changing and impermanent. This deep craving and clinging, often powerfully translated as thirst or attachment, is known as tanha, T-A-N-H-A, in the ancient language of Pali. When we intensely desire something, or cling tightly to people, possessions, or even idealized situations, we inadvertently create dukkha for ourselves, setting the stage for disappointment and frustration. It's much like a small boat, attempting to stubbornly resist a powerful, inevitable ocean storm, instead of learning the skillful art of navigating with the waves. Understanding dukkha and tanha, therefore, is not merely academic. It is absolutely foundational, fundamentally essential to comprehending the very essence of Buddhist philosophy, its practical teachings, and its ultimate path to liberation. Having understood the pervasive nature of impermanence and the deep root of dissatisfaction in craving and clinging, the Buddha, the awakened one, did not stop there. He didn't just diagnose the problem. He offered a profound and practical solution to navigate the often turbulent waters of life: the middle way. This is an enlightened, balanced approach to living that skillfully avoids unskillful extremes. To truly appreciate the deep wisdom of the middle way, let's revisit Siddhartha Gautama's own personal journey before his enlightenment. As a young prince, he initially lived a life of extreme self-indulgence, surrounded by every conceivable pleasure: luxurious food, beautiful companions, and immense wealth. His father, the king, meticulously ensured he lacked nothing. Yet, this relentless pursuit of external pleasures did not bring him lasting understanding or true contentment. He realized that constantly seeking external gratification only deepened his dissatisfaction, failing to reveal the true nature of human existence and suffering. So, he abandoned this extreme and, in his sincere quest for ultimate truth, swung to the seemingly opposite extreme: self-mortification. He subjected his body to intensely severe ascetic practices, eating very little, enduring profound discomfort, and meditating for long, arduous periods, pushing himself to the very brink of starvation and death. You might have seen historical images depicting the emaciated Buddha, with his bones showing, vividly reflecting this period of extreme asceticism. At one pivotal moment, weak and near death, he was compassionately offered a simple bowl of rice milk by a kind woman, which he accepted. His ascetic companions, witnessing this act of nourishment, saw it as a sign of failure and abandonment of the spiritual path, and they left him. It was in this precise moment, revitalized by the food yet free from the shackles of both previous extremes, that a crucial insight spontaneously arose. While sitting peacefully by a river, he overheard a boatman teaching his student how to play a sitar. The boatman wisely explained, "If you tighten the string too much, it will surely break." This simple, everyday analogy sparked a profound realization in Siddhartha. The path to awakening is neither through excessive indulgence, nor through harsh, self-inflicted deprivation. It is the middle way, a path of moderation, balance, and skillful, balanced effort. This middle way, as taught by the Buddha, is comprised of 8 interconnected aspects, known as the Noble Eightfold Path: right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. These are not rigid rules or dogmas, but rather practical, interconnected tools, much like a skilled sailor's essential navigation instruments, helping us to maintain our true course on the vast ocean of life, avoiding destructive extremes, and guiding us steadily towards inner peace, profound wisdom, and ultimate liberation. In the profound wisdom of Buddhism, understanding the teachings intellectually is truly only the very first step. Practice is, in fact, absolutely essential. It is simply not enough to merely grasp the theoretical concepts of impermanence or the middle way in your mind. You must actively live them, embody them, and experience their truth for yourself. This crucial principle can be powerfully compared to the art of learning to navigate a vast, unpredictable ocean. You could meticulously read every single book ever written about sailing, memorize every intricate manual, and understand all the complex theories of navigation. Yet, you will only truly become a skilled mariner, a master of the waves, when you are actually out on the open sea, feeling the wind on your face, facing the powerful swells, and personally learning to adjust the sails in real time, responding to the dynamic forces around you. Direct experience is always the true teacher. One of the most fundamental and transformative practices that truly brings Buddhist teachings to life, making them tangible and real, is meditation. Think of meditation not as an escape, but as anchoring your boat in surprisingly calm waters, even if the sea around you is stormy. It's a deliberate act of allowing your mind to deeply rest, to recover its natural stillness, and to recenter itself. It is a powerful, intrinsic tool that helps us to systematically develop right mindfulness, a sharp, clear, non-judgmental awareness of the present moment, and right concentration, the unwavering ability to focus our minds with profound stability and ease. Through consistent and dedicated meditation practice, we begin to cultivate a remarkable ability to see things with astonishing clarity. Just as an experienced sailor develops an intuitive, almost instinctual sense to predict subtle changes in weather patterns and ocean tides long before they manifest, a devoted meditator begins to perceive the subtle shifts within their own mind and the nuanced reality of the world around them with significantly greater lucidity and insight. This newfound clarity empowers us to respond to life's myriad challenges more skillfully, more wisely, rather than reacting impulsively or being swept away by emotional currents. Meditation, therefore, is far more than just a technique for relaxation. It is not about escaping reality or suppressing emotions. Instead, it is about developing a profound intimacy with your own inner experience, learning to truly be present with whatever arises. It teaches us to observe our thoughts, our fleeting feelings, and our physical sensations without getting entangled or swept away by them. It's a continuous process of becoming more present, more awake, more fully alive to every single moment of our lives, no matter how ordinary or extraordinary. This consistent, gentle anchoring of the mind allows us to process experiences more effectively, to recover from upsets and setbacks more quickly, and to ultimately find a deep, inexhaustible wellspring of peace that remains accessible, unwavering, and present, no matter how turbulent the external conditions or how challenging the internal landscape may become. It is the practical, lived embodiment of wisdom, guiding us moment by moment through the powerful and ever-changing currents of existence. As we delve deeper into the transformative practice of meditation and the profound teachings of Buddhism, we gradually begin to understand that the entire path, its efficacy and its depth, is fundamentally supported by two absolutely essential, interconnected pillars: wisdom and compassion. In ancient Buddhist teachings, these two qualities are often beautifully and profoundly described as the two inseparable wings of a bird. Just as a magnificent bird cannot truly take flight, cannot soar through the vast skies with only one wing, a dedicated practitioner cannot truly advance on the path to liberation with only wisdom or only compassion. Both are not merely important, they are absolutely vital, working in perfect synergy. Let's explore wisdom first. It can be thought of as the steadfast North Star that constantly guides our boat across the vast, sometimes turbulent, ocean of life. Wisdom helps us to see the true nature of things, to understand reality exactly as it is, stripped bare of the myriad distortions of our desires, our fears, and our deep-seated delusions. This wisdom involves a cultivated discernment, a crystal-clear comprehension, and a profound lucidity, the inherent ability to recognize with unwavering clarity what is genuinely beneficial and what is ultimately harmful, what truly leads to lasting peace and what inevitably leads to further suffering. For instance, wisdom allows us to discern whether spending our precious time on superficial distractions, on endless entertainment, or on fleeting pleasures truly serves our deeper well-being, or if dedicating ourselves to sincere study, diligent practice, and compassionate action will lead to far more enduring benefit for ourselves and for all beings. This clear-sightedness, this unwavering insight, allows us to act consistently in accordance with profound understanding, rather than being swayed by momentary impulses or societal pressures. Compassion, on the other hand, is like the strong, benevolent wind that powerfully impels our boat forward, providing the irresistible momentum for action. It is the deep, heartfelt, and universal wish for all others, without exception, to be completely free from suffering and from the intricate causes of that suffering. In the rich traditions of Tibetan Buddhism, compassion is beautifully and precisely defined as the sincere aspiration for others to not only overcome their immediate dissatisfactions, but also to transcend the underlying root causes of those dissatisfactions. It is the boundless motivation, the spiritual fuel, behind our actions, inspiring us to actively reach out, to help, and to tirelessly work to alleviate the suffering of all sentient beings. It transforms abstract understanding into engaged, loving action. It is absolutely crucial to understand why both of these profound qualities are utterly indispensable and must be developed together. If you were to cultivate only wisdom, focusing solely on intellectual understanding and clear insight, without simultaneously nurturing compassion, you might indeed become a person who understands reality with razor-sharp clarity, but who is, paradoxically, cold, distant, or utterly indifferent to the suffering of others. You might see clearly, but you would lack the inherent warmth and the essential motivation to act for the benefit of others. Conversely, if you were to cultivate only boundless compassion, allowing your heart to ache with the suffering of the world, without the guiding light of wisdom, you risk becoming overly emotional, easily overwhelmed by the sheer scale of others' pain. You might even find yourself falling into their suffering, unable to help effectively, or perhaps even being dragged down into the very same hole they are in, because you lack the clarity and discernment to act skillfully. Therefore, the authentic, profound Buddhist practice involves the harmonious, interdependent development of both wisdom and compassion. Wisdom illuminates the path, showing us how to act with precision and clarity, guiding our choices and our efforts, while compassion provides the boundless, heartfelt motivation, the why behind our actions, ensuring that our efforts are always imbued with genuine care and concern for others. Together, in their perfect synergy, they enable us to navigate the world not just intelligently, but also with profound kindness, helping ourselves and all others to skillfully overcome challenges and steadily move towards profound inner peace and ultimate liberation. They are the two inseparable wings, working in unison to lift us higher. So, after navigating these deep waters together, we arrive at the central question: is Buddhism a religion or a philosophy? The truth, as often revealed in profound wisdom traditions, is that it can be seen as both, and yet it is also something more. For some, it embraces religious aspects with rituals, ceremonies, and a supportive community. For others, it presents a coherent philosophy, a system of thought that seeks to understand life and existence through reason and profound insight. However, perhaps the most liberating and accurate way to understand Buddhism is as a path of practice and transformation, a living method. Just as sailing the ocean isn't merely a matter of theory or belief, but of direct experience and developing skill, Buddhism invites us to experiment, to engage, and to embody its teachings in our own lives. As my own teacher, Monk Gyosei Sensei, often says, Buddhism is best defined as a method, a path of awareness. It is a systematic way to guide us towards living a more full, more conscious, and more awakened life. This path of awareness is a method that teaches you to be truly conscious, truly lucid. It's about cultivating a clear, pristine mind capable of seeing the world exactly as it is, without the distorting filters of our own biases, expectations, and emotional reactions. Think about it. When you're having a great day, well-rested and content, someone might criticize you, and it barely registers. But if you're ill, tired, or irritable, the same criticism can send you into a rage. This illustrates that your perception of reality often comes from your internal state, not just the external event. Buddhism helps you transcend these filters, allowing you to remain grounded and peaceful, regardless of external circumstances. The revealed truth, then, is that Buddhism is what you make of it. If you practice it with sincerity and an open heart, it can certainly function as a religion for you, or as a profound philosophy. But above all, it is a powerful method, a guiding compass that empowers us to live a life of greater peace, wisdom, and profound awareness. The key lies in using the Buddha's teachings as a practical tool to navigate the ocean of life, finding deep peace and unshakable wisdom amidst all its waves and storms. If this exploration has resonated with you, and you feel called to embark on this path of awareness, I invite you to take a tangible next step. For the next week, try to cultivate mindful awareness in one simple daily activity, perhaps washing dishes, walking, or drinking tea. Just observe without judgment. To continue your journey and deepen your understanding, be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our upcoming videos. We consistently provide clear guidance and insights. And if this video offered you any clarity or inspiration, please consider liking it and sharing it with someone who might be seeking a deeper understanding of life. Your support helps us share these timeless teachings with more hearts and minds. Thank you for watching.